Hello everyone, welcome back to the Rover. We have two things to fit today. One thing, we have a new, well, it's not new, but it's a replacement MAF sensor, and we've got a new air filter. So let's get this old air filter out. As you can see, it's pretty black, and yeah, it's gross. So we'll leave that up there if it will stay. I took the covers off and they've been in my shed for a while because it made no difference whether these were on or off to the running of the engine, because the MAF sensor had failed. Now, the test is basically if you have your engine running and you unplug that, if the engine cuts out, it's working. Theoretically, that's what the video said. So that's what I did. Nothing happened. When the engine's running, you get a surging, uneven up and down. So what I might do is just put that back on for a moment and just show you. So when you put in these filters in, that rubbery lump goes down at the bottom. If there's debris in the bottom of this run, I will clear it out. It's actually dropped down slightly, look. Hopefully the camera is pointing in the right direction. So what air is getting sucked through this and into the engine. There's not really much of a loose any way for debris to get in there. So what I'm going to do is fire the engine up and let you listen to what's going on. So as you can see, pulled off the connector, nothing happened. So yeah, connectors in there look fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unplug, get these off. Oh, that came undone easy. I need to pull off this tube here. What I need to do now is get in to these. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully you can get into these Torx bolts, and they are T25s if anyone wants to know. So what I'm going to do is get that cap off, because it'll give me a little bit more access, because the cap is quite tall. I think I might need an extra tool here, because trying to get in here is not the easiest. I thought I might be able to get in there quite easily, but mole grips maybe? Can I get into the other side? Or is it just the one? I think it could be just the one. Yeah, I think it is just the one. Yeah, and that's not going to come undone like that, so let's get some mole grabs. Mole grabs, ready. There we go. All I did was crack it slightly. It's not the easiest, this. Hang on. I might be able to get in there with my fingers now. Come on. Yeah, right, I'll come back after I've got this unbolted. I really need to get like one of those extension bars with like a little adapter on the end. That might be the best option. It's fiddly, I know, but it works. But this is what we got for the moment. Okay, so bolt removed. I've put it here. Be very, very careful you don't drop it, because if that engine drops into the bottom of the engine bay and you can't reach it, then you're a bit stuck. So, okay. Well, let's get this out first, as I stated first. Okay. Or is there another screw? No, there is another screw. Silly me. Okay. Right down the bottom. Yeah, it's right down the very bottom. That's going to be a pain. Let's check the new one a moment. Yeah, there is one down the very bottom. Look, there it is. Oh, I was hoping it was just going to be the one. Never mind, let's get that one off. Okay, so I've managed to get both screws out there, and I had to use this, but at the same time, because it's one size slightly smaller than it should be, but it does fit in there quite nicely. It's a little bit on the loose side, but it's fine, it's okay. But I had to remove the pipe coming from here, going down to a part in the engine. I can see it's like a shiny hole there, and there's a rubber pipe here which goes on the side of it, and this is the pipe that I removed, because I wouldn't have got in there otherwise. It is slightly flexible, so that's helpful, but the rubber pipe goes on here and that slots into the bottom, but it's very, very wet and there's quite a lot of oil debris, so I think the MAF sensor has been failing for quite some time and not working all very efficiently. So let's pull that out of there. That's never been out I don't think. I'll have a look at that date code on there later, but I think the other one is 2008, because that was that's taken off a Freelander, but they're both the same look. Freelander, it's a TDI, I think it is. These are basically the same item. Yeah, PBT GF30, and then you've got on the other side, we've got serial numbers on the side of here as well. We've got 68428 1A on that one, and 68423 2A on this one. Now that's the one that came off. I don't need that on there, but it's not going to interfere with anything, so that can stay, that's fine. So, oh yeah, I was going to check the other numbers there as well, wasn't I? Yeah, so both Bosch Durchfluss 0928400 357, same number on there as well. 13.71, that's the same BMW logo as you would. Then you got 2247592, and it's exactly the same numbers here. So it's exactly the same item. Okay, so let's put this one on, and it's literally a reverse process, isn't it? So, yeah. Okay. So slot that in there like so, and let's get this first bolt in at the top here, if I can, without dropping it. That's the last thing I want, is to drop any bolts, because that would not be good unless, hang on, put it on the end of the screwdriver. There's not a lot of room in here at all, I tell you, it really isn't. No, I can't do it like that. This is fiddly as hell. Okay, so fiddly I can't even actually turn it to actually put the thread in. There we go. Ta-da! Kind of hoping this does improve the running of the engine. yeah, undoing it was, with that Allen key was not the easiest. Well, I kind of call it an Allen key, even though it's a hex. Is it a hex? Is it an Allen? I don't know. I'll try and find the location for this bottom one now. And I can't see, it's that dark. Oh, I think I've got it. Yep, there we go, got it. Oh, my phone goes off. I'm just hoping that I can get these pipes on to this tube here. I hope so. Because that's quite wet and I don't know why. Right, so new MAF is screwed in. Let's grab the new filter and put it in there, but then again I might blow that out first. There's quite a bit of debris. No, we'll put these pipes on first, I think. This is going to be fiddly, so I'll come back. Well, it's all screwed in, so let's put the clips on. Okay, so that's in. That's not needed because that was off the Range Rover. So right, let's get the new filter and put that in. I'm holding you the camera handheld, so you're not on my head right now. Right, the gigantic filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit it from the bag straight in, because I don't want to be touching it really. Well, as best I can. Nice and white, look at that. Look how clean it is compared to that thing. It's crazy. Okay, so I can hold the end there, wiggle it on, and it should just slot down. Oh, that's unusual. There we go. That's in. Okay, so what we're going to do is get rid of this stuff off the top here. I've got the Allen key, big red Allen key set. And I'm going to put this cover on because this is going to help the induction of the air. Oh yeah, that cap has got to come off again. And you have to, if you haven't seen my previous videos on this when I've been servicing it and such, to get to the other Allen keys on the back, they're right down the back, so you need long Allen keys. Hello. Yeah, my car does that frequently. Zzz, makes funny noises. Oh, hang on a second. Something to do with the fuel heater matrix thingy. Okay, I'm going to come back when I've actually sucked this down because it's being really fiddly. These bolts are a 5mm, so yeah, get in there, tighten them up. Don't forget the ones at the back. This is not it's not a very happy. Oh, hang on, I need to plug in the thingy first, don't I? I do. Strange. Okay. Yep, I need to plug the harness in first. Can't put this in without the harness. Okay, so that's all back on. I've just been fiddling around with some bolts at the front here because this one was completely stuck, and yeah, this is the remains of it, and it's supposed to be flanged at one end, but it's all ripped. So I'm going to try and find some replacement bolts for this, and this one is no rubber and it's completely seized to its copper little brass fitting that goes inside here. So mole grips underneath. I'm going to try and get the mole grips on the top, the other set of mole grips on top, and try and crack it loose, because when you drive it rattles like crazy, or if you just sat still and it's rattling like crazy. I had to shove the mole grips in between here and here, and then I realised that, oh, there's enough space to just lift it up and get it out and by lifting this screw, and there's plenty of room. What I'm going to do though is, now I've done all this, I'm going to turn the car on. I'm not going to start the engine, I'm just going to turn the car on and see what it does. So, keys in the ignition. Okay. Car's reading almost half a tank. It wasn't doing that before. But nothing's come up on the dash, so that's positive. Okay, I'm going to clear off everything from the engine bay, everything, and I'm going to turn the engine over. I know that the intake isn't attached, but it's still going to be filtering air. Okay, so Connie's engine bay is tidied up, apart from obviously the covers and such. Right, so there's nothing left lying around. Can't see anything loose. Okay, so let's get in the car and see what happens. I've got to shut the door because I think there's a car going to come past me shortly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so normally what I would do is I would wait for the glow plugs to warm up, and that takes about a minute. So what I'll do is I'll jump to when the plugs are warm. Okay, so I've cycled it a few times because the glow plugs in this need warming up a few times. I think the injectors might need replacing at some point, but that's another job and further down the line. So right, foot on the brake. I always put my foot on the brake before I start this car, just in case it decides it's going to go anywhere. Making sure it's in park, and hang on, and the handbrake is up. So handbrake up, in park, and let's give this a try, shall we? That feels immediately better. No surging. Fantastic. Let's jump out. Yeah, it's not surging anymore. Let's try the other thing. Okay, so what was happening before is I'd put the car into drive and you could feel it lurch and you could feel it chugging. So foot on the brake again. Yep. Foot on the brake. Handbrake is on still, put it into drive. No surging at all. Excellent. I'm happy with that. Put into reverse. I can feel it go into gear. No surging. Okay, let's just let the I've put the handbrake off. I'm just going to let it roll back a bit on its own. That feels brilliant. That feels excellent. That's moving slowly and that's doing all right. Okay, so I'm going to button everything up in the engine bay. Let's just jump out again one moment, one more time. Sounds fine. One thing I will be doing is I will be checking the drop the pulley down the bottom of the engine, just like Tom did over on Tom Drives. So yeah, excellent. Thanks for watching, everyone. Just gotta turn the car off. Oh, we go. Right, I'm going to button everything back up again, and I think I'll take it for a drive. Just a quick pootle around, just see how it feels. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Connie. Don't get too much on Connie, really need to. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I did forget one other thing when I was working on the video, where not everything is quite right with this car, and I missed this quarter here, and it's been resprayed, and as you can see, there's the original paint there, look, underneath, and it's been painted over with the wrong shade of blue, because there's 2 shades of blue for this car. Yeah, it damaged some of the paintwork on this thing. But windscreen's rear screen seal is going, and my wiper on that side's going, but you know, the wipers go. That's not the most important thing. Oh yes, and I also need to replace a tyre, which I think I might go and do later today. This one, I took this tyre off, or this wheel, sorry, to clean up the arm underneath, and I was looking at it, and it's got, if you look, I don't know if you can see in those gaps there's cracks in the rubber, so that's not a good sign. So this needs to be changed, so I'm gonna have to go and do that today if I can. Right, again, thanks for watching everyone, see you later.